everyone, and welcome to the Season 1 finale of Horse Review. In this episode, I will be discussing the Appaloosa. As always, we will begin by looking at the grid. The Appaloosa actually fits in the grid quite nicely, with the length being just about the same as the height. The shoulder takes up just less than 1.5 squares, the haunches have a full 1.5 squares, and the barrel takes up just over 2 squares, making this horse pretty even. The haunches are a little bit higher than the withers, but for a stock breed, this is not uncommon. The Appaloosa doesn't quite track up at the walk, but it's pretty close. The shoulder is swinging well and matches the movement of the front legs. However, the haunches hardly swing at all, so the leg is getting sucked up and the stifle is clipping into the barrel to compensate. The head is bobbing a bit excessively, and the back is dipping at the same time. This movement is not only incorrect, but it also looks like it would be pretty uncomfortable to ride. The front hooves are being placed slightly toe to heel, though the hind feet do come down flat. The tail is made on a recent model that has also been used for some other breeds, such as the Paso Fino. It is swinging nicely, and having the additional strands helps with the overall appearance. Many of the issues that showed up in the walk are also present in the trot. Though the shoulder moves well with the front leg, the haunches are once again clipping into the barrel to compensate for them not swinging properly. You can also see that the hocks seem to snap upwards when the legs are raised. Though the Appaloosa comes very close to tracking up, it's not reaching under itself properly. Fortunately, the head and neck are not excessively bobbing in this gait, and the back isn't dipping every stride like at the walk. Once again, the tail is swinging nicely. The Appaloosa's canter appears somewhat downhill, which isn't surprising given its build. However, it does give a bit of an undesirable appearance. The movement is also a bit stiff, and you can see the shoulder faltering with each stride. The stifle is still clipping into the barrel, but it isn't quite as bad as it was with the previous two gaits. The hind legs reach behind the horse well, though I would just see a bit more reach in front. Fortunately, the head and neck are moving appropriately for this gait, and all hooves appear to be landing flat. In the hand gallop, the stifle is once again clipping into the barrel, and the shoulder is jolting backwards with each stride. The head bobbing is better than at the walk, though I still find it a bit excessive. The legs are reaching well, and all 4 feet are landing flat. The full gallop is too fast to judge, so I'll slow it down. The shoulder is moving properly again and matches the movement of the horse well, though the stifle is still the same. I would like to see the hind legs reaching behind the horse a bit better, but the front legs do reach in front quite well. The horse is holding its head a bit high, giving it a hollowed-out appearance, but the head and neck are bobbing appropriately for the movement. The tail has a nice swing to it, and as far as I can tell, the feet are all landing flat. The Appaloosa's rear is a bit lower to the ground than other breeds, but it's still accurate. The front hooves come down a bit harsh, but otherwise, I don't see anything wrong with the rear. The hard stop for the Appaloosa is very different from other breeds. Instead of digging its feet in, the horse does just a slight prance before coming to a stop. While this does avoid the potential joint issues that the other horses I reviewed would have, it's not very realistic for a horse to do this movement immediately when coming down from a gallop. The Appaloosa has a special gait called the amble. It's essentially a fast walk that is meant to be more comfortable for the rider. The shoulder moves well, but once again, the haunches are clipping into the barrel. The head and neck are only bobbing slightly, though. The Appaloosa looks a little awkward in this gait. However, I will say that it looks like a smoother ride than the walk. The canter jump has a smooth takeoff, and the horse has nice form while in midair. Front feet do clip into the ground slightly upon the landing, but otherwise, this jump is quite nice. The jump from the hand gallop is much the same as from the canter, though this time the hooves don't clip through the ground. The horse has good form, and the landing is smooth. If you look closely during the gallop jump, you can see that the horse lands before it actually meets the ground. Otherwise, though, the jump isn't bad. The Appaloosa's conformation is quite nice, but unfortunately, the gaits leave a lot to be desired. Because of this, I am giving the Appaloosa a score of acceptable. I would like to give a big thanks to everyone who has followed the horse review series so far. Your support means a lot to me, and I really appreciate it. Keep an eye out for Horse Review Season 2, as well as some more upcoming Star Stable videos.